All right, a pretty active session in the index today. Let's go ahead and recap it. Essentially, what we had here was an attempt by the bears to force a daily breakdown. They failed with that attempt. This morning, we came into the session with price gapping higher. We have a retest of that 4580 level. This is a near-term key pivot, big area of resistance in the near term. As we can see, multiple tests of this level have been rejected. Now, yesterday, attempted breakout. That was a failed breakout after that test of the 4600. That was the August swing high up through here. Quickly rejected. And the daily yesterday showed that shooting star. And so yesterday, at the end of the day, the mention was that sellers need to show some follow through of this exhaustion candle, of this shooting star candle. If they're going to show up, it will be during today's session. Check the volume the last 2 days. So it's definitely been a very, very active couple of days. We do still need to keep our eye. Let me get back to the daily there. We do still need to keep our eye on this daily candle here from yesterday. Again, this does show exhaustion. This is typical Wyckoff here when you get to the top of a trend, potential distribution happening here, some selling climax. And so we just want to see, do sellers continue to show up here and force a near-term range breakdown, which could then result in at least a minor pullback, right? At least a test probably into that 4,500 area potentially, the rising 21 MA right there. Now, before we even talk about a pullback, we're going to have to see a break of the near-term range. When I zoom out here on the 15 minutes, a little more clear on the 30. When I zoom out here on the 30 minute, just getting a look at the past couple of weeks of action, what do we see? Well, point blank, it's just sideways. Right? Just trading sideways. We're just trading within a near-term range, 45.40 by 45.80. So this is range trading. Attempted breakout yesterday resulted in a bit of an upthrust. No follow through on the sell today. And then sellers were definitely feeling some pain early this morning with that gap higher and that retest of the 45.80. Remember the significance of this level for today. Not only is it the near-term pivot there, but you have prior day, it's a prior day lower high, and it was the 50% retracement level from yesterday's trend day lower. And we could see some real buyers stepping in now. So levels largely remain the same. Setup largely remains the same. I'm going to be particularly focused on Wednesday's candle until we either break the high with acceptance. So until we either break 4,600 with acceptance or see that near-term range breakdown, this candle is going to be quite important for how the setup develops. Again, there's going to be a lot of shorts that they have their stops up through here, right? So that was technically still that kind of sell signal. Now, unless we take out the high of that bar, you're going to see, more and more sellers attempting to force the breakdown here. Now, that being said, it is still a bull's tape, right? This is kind of the first attempt at selling that we've seen all month over the past 4 weeks or so, going on 5 weeks. And so these things don't, it's not going to shift in a single day. We still have a trend that is essentially pointing directly up, right? And this is a natural spot where you should expect some pause. Not unusual to see some, a bit of consolidation here. Now, I've mentioned previously that when you have a trend higher, like we see, and then consolidation near the breakout point, in this case, we're considering the August swing high, the breakout point, this is still a bullish development. So the longer we consolidate here, the more attempts at 4,600 price makes, the more likely it is going to break that. And then we'll be, going for that July high. So some things to keep in mind. Again, I'm treating all shorts as tactical in nature. Personally, the two trades that I took, look at price now coming into the highs here. Take a look at that daily candle. Anyway, personally, the two trades I took today, one was right through here, 45.55, a long into VWAP, and then I had another one over here, long into VWAP again, about 20 points on the session. Some good activity down versus the lows here midday as well. Volume a bit light for my liking. There were some good short opportunities as well versus VWAP, some incredible opportunities there. Personally, like I've said a number of times here, I'm focused on primarily trading the long side of things until we see that daily breakdown materialize, until there is a much stronger seller in this tape. I mean, look at price now coming back into that 45.80 level. So definitely putting the squeeze on any sellers that jumped in yesterday that may have chased it today with that slight break of the prior day low. Look at this, pressing session highs into that prior day volume point of control. Looking at 4,600 with that acceptance above 45.80. So that is a perfect segue into, what we're looking at for tomorrow's session. Once again, this key pivot, 45.80. If we can break and accept, if price can break and accept that level, yeah, your target is 4,600 plus. So last trading day of the month, we do have December 1st tomorrow. With the beginning of the month, you usually do see some inflows. So some things to keep in mind here, not to come into the session heavily biased or anything like that. Just some things to keep in mind. First and foremost, we're going to be looking at price's reaction to this blue zone, to 45.80. That is ES. As far as individual names, the list was, again, incredibly short. We have AFRM. This was an inside day on big volume, looking for the continuation play there. We have CRM. Check out that daily candle on massive volume. So we'll be looking for the second day play there. And then we have SNOW. A doji here near the weekly breakout point. Not all that unusual. Did get a test of that PT1 there. So we want to see if buyers are going to step up and force the breakout here on this weekly accumulation base. So that's pretty much the list. Impressive rally into the close here on ES. Likely have some short covering as price failed to materialize into fresh session lows following that prior day low breakdown, following that attempt here into power hour. You get a bounce, shorts are forced to cover. Now we're well into session highs. So nice day. Hope everyone made some money. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Have a great afternoon.